Yo guys, here's Torsten with In Full Effect. So in the other video I showed you the unboxing of the little Magnus 1080, very powerful barebone system, and today I will show you how to install the memory, the SD card, and then actually after I have installed the OS I will run some benchmarks and give you my final verdict of the system. So I don't think you need any screwdrivers. Actually it comes with the thumb screws here at the bottom. Once you have unscrewed all the screws, you should be able to open the lid here at the bottom. Some of the screws were quite tight. Alright, very premium feel. And yeah, once you have opened the lid, you have access to a 2.5-inch drive here. You can install the memory here, and here is the the slot for the M2 drive. So let me unpack my memory and the SD card. So right, just here you pop them out just like that. Press from the other side. Whoop, that was close. Alright, and this is how we install the SODIMM memory. You just basically put it into the slots and gently press down until it clicks into those small side arms here. Alright, here we go. Right, so here we go, and I think this is the only step where I need a small screwdriver. So I have to just stop the video quickly and get a screwdriver, because if you see here you have the slot for the M2 drive, and you here have two screws. Let me just figure that out and then I'll be back in a second. Alright, I got myself a screwdriver, so let's quickly install the M2 drive. I have to unscrew those two screws here. This one is in the way. And then this one will secure the M2 drive in place. Same story, put it in diagonally and then press it gently down and secure it with a screw. Alright, that was already it. Took me maybe 5 minutes. I had to figure out a few things, but in the end it doesn't take you long at all. And so I will be closing down the lid now. I already prepared the USB drive with Windows, and once I start the install process I'll be back. See you in a bit, guys. Okay, I closed down the lid. I've connected everything, keyboard, mouse, the power adapters, and I'm ready to start it for the first time. Let's give it a shot. Alright, let's enter the setup mode and let's see, does it support mouse? Doesn't look like it. Sorry for the cut, guys. I skipped the BIOS setting. There was nothing really interesting to see. After that I installed Windows, and let us jump into the actual review now. In the background I will run some games showing you the actual FPS. I will run Battlefield 1, Battlefront, Titanfall 2 and Doom on 1080p. All on the maximum available settings, 100% resolution scaling. If you are interested in a 4K check, let me know. Personally, I do not really care about 4K. There are no 144Hz monitors available yet, and I rather not play games in 60Hz anymore, because it is a huge step down in terms of smoothness and responsive controls, especially in FPS shooters. But again, this is my personal preference. If you want me to run some games in 4K, leave me a comment and I will make it happen during the weekend. Also, as you can see, I recorded the gameplay with my camera instead of using Shadowplay or Fraps, as the frame rate definitely takes a hit when using one of those applications, and rather than the actual gameplay, we are interested in those benchmark numbers. But now let us get into the review. The ZOTAC Magnus 1080. It is a pricey beast, even more so in Japan. I paid around $2,400 if you take the current exchange rate. I saw in the US it is $2,000, but either way it is expensive. But this is not the point of such a system, and I will not discuss whether you should pay the price. The value of a product is completely different for different people. It is a combination of preference and budget. Only you can answer this question. What I will tell you is my verdict of the ZOTAC 1080 regardless of its price. Firstly, it is a very small system in terms of its size. 22 by 20 centimeters is its footprint, and the height is around 13 centimeters. Cramming an i7 and a 1080 GTX in such a case is basically not possible if you are planning to build a PC yourself. And not only that, the system comes with the water cooling as well. Even under heavy load, playing Battlefront and Battlefield for several hours, the system stays super quiet. The fan kicks in, but either way, I agree with the official product description: whisper quiet. Bare-bones, small form-factor gaming systems really started to be enthusiastic-level systems with last year's ZOTAC Magnus that came with the 980, and then the 1070 this year. There are other systems, but most of them come with a bag full of compromises, like the system running too hot, etc. The Magnus 1080 is a serious beast. You might argue that I'm biased, as I paid some premium buck for the ZOTAC, but let me explain you this. I buy and sell gadgets all the time. If I do not like a product, I will overcome my wish to like my purchase very quickly and will just sell it on Yahoo auction and lose very little money. My point is, if a product is whack, I will call it whack no matter how much I paid, and with the ZOTAC, I am happy to say that this is a gadget that satisfies my highest expectations and nerd hunger. It is seriously fast, and this super sexy metal body looks extremely cool. The performance obviously speaks for itself, and even hardcore enthusiasts should be happy, unless you need something insane like a SLI Titan X setup, etc. But besides all the obvious points that people usually discuss in regards to a system like this, size, performance and price, a very important factor is usually overlooked: convenience. When comparing to a self-built system, we are talking about several hours of building your system versus around 5 minutes with the ZOTAC. You also do not have to worry about stuff like cable management. Also, did you ever have an issue after building your own rig? You might likely spend hours searching for the problem and get probably super mad as you just want to play that new Battlefield. A system like the ZOTAC is a very safe bet, especially for people not so experienced with building their own system. Also, compared to a pre-built system like Alienware, a configuration like I have with a 512 SSD M.2 drive and 32 GB of RAM runs you $2,050. The ZOTAC would just be $300 more, in a super sexy package that you can easily put into your hand luggage when you're going into the plane. As my final verdict, this is the best system I have ever owned, and my nerd heart beats faster every time I look at this impressive engineering achievement that brings all this beastly hardware into such a small case. So guys, this was my review, my overview of the ZOTAC 1080. Obviously, I cannot answer the question for you if you should spend that extra money to get that super small form factor, but hopefully my review helped you to assess a little bit the quality and what kind of power you're getting in such a small case. Alright guys, I hope you liked my video. Maybe you can give me thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And see you in the next one guys. Cheers!